John Anthony Downey, who's a 61-year-old from County Donegal, is to be charged with the murders of 4 soldiers. Now, 8 soldiers in all were killed that day during 2 blasts in 1982. The first was at Hyde Park, where 2 soldiers were killed and 23 others were injured. And the second blast was at Regent's Park. And this really was at an incredibly tense period of the Troubles. It was in the aftermath of the hunger strikes. Margaret Thatcher obviously was in power, and she had become very rapidly a hate figure for Irish Republicans because of her very firm stance that she had taken in terms of both the hunger strikes and in terms of treating Irish Republicans not as political prisoners but as criminals. And the IRA had very much focused upon Margaret Thatcher and her Conservative cabinet as being targets at that time. And of course this was an established process by Republicans at the time. 10 years before, there had been the Old Bailey bombings, in which an IRA, as they would have termed it, an active service unit, had taken bombings to London. And of course, 10 years later, the Hyde Park bombings. 2 years after that, there was the Brighton bombing, where Margaret Thatcher again was targeted. Another Republican group had targeted Margaret Thatcher's close colleague and confidant, Ery Neve, at the Houses of Commons, and killed him. And so this was an established process. Republicans were very much taking what they would have termed the war to Britain, and they had what they called active service units operating in England and predominantly in London. And these 2 bombs certainly seared on the public consciousness at the time. Now, one person who was charged with making one of those bombs was released under the terms of the Good Friday Agreement. However, his conviction was overturned by the Court of Appeal some years later, who ruled that it had been unsafe. So this is the first time really that the charges have been brought in relation to the Hyde Park bombing in recent years. And John Anthony Downey from Donegal, we understand, will appear in front of a magistrate's court